You ever have one of those days that starts with a quiet kind of confidence, the world in order, your coffee just right, every move you've made in your life adding up to this one moment, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, somebody decides you don't belong where you work so hard to be? Yeah, that happened to me at 8:04 a.m. in the jet bridge at JFK, just steps away from a first-class seat I'd booked 3 months back. Seat one, the only place I could ever seem to actually breathe on these cross-country flights. My name's Katherine Jenkins, CEO of Meridian Technologies. Though none of that seemed to matter to the flight attendant blocking my way with a smile so tight you'd swear she'd practiced it in a mirror. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but there's been a change. Your seat's been reassigned." Just like that. The line of business travelers behind me wouldn't even look up, everyone pretending this wasn't happening except for a gray-haired man in 1B, watching with this look, half curious, half waiting to see if I'd cause a scene. Let me back up a sec. For 20 years, I've walked this tightrope one of the only black women at the top of tech always told, in 100 little ways to keep my cool, never show anger, never give them a reason to say I'm difficult. So I do what I've always done. I keep my voice steady, even as I can feel my knuckles turning white against the leather handle of my bag. My ticket says first class. I booked this seat months ago. The flight attendant Melissa, blonde hair and a bun, so perfect it almost seemed part of the uniform, checks her tablet. Smiles that icy smile again. "We need to accommodate another passenger. I can offer you premium economy. Extra legroom." I can see my seat, one empty right there by the window. That same old frustration is building up inside me. This cocktail of anger and weariness. "I don't want premium economy," I tell her, calm but firm, because you learn to choose your words carefully when every word might be the one they use against you. "I paid for first class. My boarding pass says 1A. I checked in yesterday." The boarding line behind me is getting restless people sighing, checking their watches like my fight for dignity is just another delay in their busy day. Melissa's smile doesn't budge, but her eyes are losing patience. "We need a complete boarding. Please move along." "Not until you explain why my seat is suddenly unavailable," I say, and my voice is shaking now not with fear, but with all the years I've spent having to ask why I have to fight for what I earned. That's when the captain steps out, James Thornton, silver hair, deep voice, the kind of presence that makes people listen. "Is there a problem here?" he asks. And in that moment, the air feels electric, like the start of a storm is going to be bigger than anybody realizes. Melissa tries to wave him off, but I look the captain right in the eye. "I'd like to know why I'm being denied the seat I paid for." You know what I mean? This is the moment everything changes. Nobody on that jetway, Melissa, the captain, not even a guy in one knows that 25 minutes from now, this little scene is going to blow up and drag an entire airline through the mud. But it starts here, with me refusing to be moved. Here's the thing, though, these moments, they don't come out of nowhere. 6 hours earlier, I was in my Manhattan apartment, up before my alarm, rolling through the rituals that let me survive in this world. 60 minutes on the Peloton, smoothie in hand, Wall Street Journal on the counter, text from my daughter Maya at Stanford. "Good luck with the board meeting. Can't wait to see you tonight." I built my armor out of these routines, grew up in Detroit, fought my way through Harvard, paid off the loans myself, did everything right so Maya wouldn't have to. But you can't ever really buy your way out. Not all the way. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Melissa Barrett's putting on her makeup, 20 years a flight attendant, saying the same thing to herself every morning. Just 5 more years, and the pension is yours. But today's difference, been bumped from first-class duty again. Younger faces getting the easier runs. Mortgage overdue. Son heading to college. Ex-husband vanished to Florida with a new wife and no more checks in the mail. Then the email hits of VIPs coming on board. First class needs a shuffle. She doesn't know it yet, but she's about to become a headline, a scapegoat, depending on who tells the story. And then there's the guy in 1B Harrison Whitfield 3, the oracle of Silicon Valley, worth more than God, and wearing a watch his father gave him, the same one his father got from his own father. He's got his own drama, a son in San Francisco who won't pick up the phone, a firm moving money out of tech before the next crash, a reputation to protect. This flight isn't just another trip, it's a way to get his head straight. Maybe fix things with his kid, maybe not. So now you've got Medblack female CEO with everything to lose. You've got Melissa Flight attendant hanging by a thread. And you've got Harrison White billionaire thinking he's seen it all. All of us on this collision course because some anonymous executive relations person in a glass office decided somebody like Harrison was worth more than somebody like me. And nobody, not the captain, not the airline, not even me realizes that 17-year-old Tyler Rodriguez, boarding in premium economy, is about to film the whole damn thing on his phone. Yeah, Tyler, just a kid whose parents divorced 3 months ago, sent cross-country for a summer he doesn't want. He's nervous, half listening to music, capturing a shaky video of the black woman being blocked from her seat. Posted online, first class while black, still a problem in 2025. That post explodes. By the time we hit cruising altitude, it's gone viral 50,000 shares, then 1 million. Comments flood in, half outrage, half denial, trolls and activists all at war. The narrative is out of anyone's hands. Melissa's being called a racist, the captain's a hero, I'm a symbol, and nobody's actually asking what really happened. On the ground, Transcontinental's HQ is in panic mode. PR teams glued to Twitter, the CEO pacing, lawyers whispering about liability. We need a scapegoat, someone says, and just like that, Melissa's 20 years of spotless service are about to go down the drain. Only this time, something's different. The captain stands up, refuses to play along. If you want to blame someone, blame me. I did what was right. In the air, Harrison comes over to my seat, all apologies. Says he never asked for my seat, never wanted any special favors. For the first time, I actually believe him. We talk not like adversaries, but like peers, real talk about what it means to lead while black, to lead while privileged, to try and change the system from inside out. The conversation is awkward at first, but then it's real, raw. Turns out he missed a shot at investing in Meridian years ago. His firm said my market was too small, too risky. Limited TAM, they called it. Now he says it was the dumbest thing they ever did. Meanwhile, Tyler's post keeps blowing up. News crews are at the gate in San Francisco before we even land. CNN, MSNBC, Fox all running with black CEO denied first-class seat. By now, the story's bigger than all of us. The airline's board is freaking out, unions mobilizing, hashtags trending. Melissa, terrified she'll be fired, finds an unlikely ally in the captain, who promises to back her up, tells her to document everything. For once, the blame isn't just rolling downhill. We land, and it's chaos, cameras everywhere, reporters yelling my name. I'm offered a private exit. I say no. I won't hide, not after all these years. I walk into the lights, answer the questions. Yes, I had the right seat. No, I don't know why I was bumped. Draw your own conclusions. Harrison joins me, says he never asked for special treatment, calls out the airline for a systemic problem. Tyler's there too freaked out, but brave, his dad pulling him out of the scrum. Back in HQ, they're scrambling for a fix. The CEO wants to throw Melissa under the bus. The PR team's begging for the truth. But for once, the truth can't be spun away. I call a meeting with my board. Me companies in the middle of an acquisition. I should be focused on that, not on going viral. But you don't get to choose when you become a symbol. My team sees the upside. Public support is on my side. The company's reputation is stronger for it. Across town, Harrison and his son, Christopher, have the first real conversation in years about privilege, about the cost of looking the other way. Christopher pushes his father to go beyond statements and do something real. That's when I send Harrison a message. Let's release a joint statement. Shift this from a personal story to a call for systemic change. He agrees, brings his son into the meeting, and just like that, a new partnership is born. Meridian and Green Corps, his sons, find a way to work together. Our different worlds suddenly overlapping. Melissa, at home, is a mess. Her son showing her all the support online, the union rep calling, the captain texting to check in. She's not alone this time. When she goes to the union meeting, there's a crowd, pilots, flight attendants, ground staff all saying enough is enough. The captain testifies on her behalf. For the first time, someone standing up for the people who always get blamed. Next day, the airline caves, announces no disciplinary action, launches a review of their policies, promises to include frontline workers in the process. The CEO goes on camera, takes some heat, but the message is clear. Business as usual won't cut it anymore. 6 months later, I'm back in seat 1A this time. The flight attendant greets me by name. The captain comes by to say hello. I get an email from Maya, my daughter. Mom, my business ethics professor is using your story today. The whole class went silent when I introduced myself. Proud to be your daughter. I smile, thinking how what started as one more battle over a seat has turned into something bigger, a case study, a catalyst, a reason for change. You know, a lot of people say these things are just accidents, just bad luck or coincidence. But I know better. Change doesn't happen by accident. It happens because someone refuses to accept less than what they've earned, because someone says, not his time, I'm not moving. So tell me, where do you stand? Was I right to hold my ground? Or does the system always win in the end? Share your thoughts below. Let's talk about justice. Let's talk about power. Let's talk about the seat you'd refuse to give up if it was your turn. Because this isn't just my story, it's all of ours, waiting for the next person to stand up.